DDS. From the DDS studios, we are your hosts, Blake Merton and Bradley Newberry. And as always, from the man cave, it is Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. Parker, how goes it, buddy?
Hey, just got some sports on in the background. The NFL never takes a day off.
Absolutely, guys. We've got, as you can see, we're going to be talking some football today. We're going to be talking about some combine news. Going to be talking about specifically some quarterbacks, maybe. Going to be talking some golf, some NBA news, some college basketball news. Newberry, how are you doing tonight?
Man, fantastic. Another track practice in, Parker. I did not participate in any running, hurdling, shot put, none of that. I stood on the sidelines with my Diet Coke.
No pulled hammies tonight.
Yeah, since our last show where I said I ran a suicide, that was my last cardio I've done because my hamstring still hurts.
Last cardio ever. Guys, hey, we really appreciate you being here. Join us on another fantastic version of DDS version. How about something else? We got to use a different word. Episode. How about episode? And the fantastic episode of DDS Sports Talk. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. Give us a follow and a rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. You can also download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, let's get it kicked off.
Here we go. It's the NFL Combine week, but I didn't tell the fellas where I'm starting with this podcast. No. Before we begin with the college players, I'd like to begin with Derek Carr is in town.
Oh, boy.
And he's playing a little round of speed dating, Parker, with a couple of teams down there, including the New Orleans Saints. A little conspiracy. He may even go back to New Orleans here.
Yeah, it sounds like that's New Orleans. It's come out that they are ready to sign him now. Like, let's go. Right here, right now. Yeah. You know, the Jets are up there. No. He made sure he got out of Vegas before he let them do anything. But you got the Jets also telling him he can be like a first-round Hall of Famer if he comes up there. But it sounds like it is heavy smoke from New Orleans.
Yeah, it's really funny that that he basically just said, "No, screw Las Vegas. I don't really care about New Orleans. Maybe we'll circle back to New Orleans here, but you know what? Double bird to Vegas. I think this is just absolutely hilarious. And
we knew it was going to happen.
I enjoy the drama, and I am all for this move right here just because I just can't wait.
I like the idea of him getting to speed date, though, with all the teams that he wants. but, you know, Aaron Rodgers will just stay in the closet feeling things out.
And all the while, Tom Brady looms.
No.
He looms.
No,
the Aaron Rodgers quotes, it's just ridiculous. I'm so tired of this guy. This guy, he's that quote on Game of Thrones when Jaime first goes to talk to his father, Tyrion, and he says, you know, hey, you're too worried about what people think of you, you know? And he's like, you want people to think that you don't care, but that's what you're trying to make them think you don't care. Aaron Rodgers is Jaime Lannister because he wants people to think that he doesn't care about anything, right? But that's all he's out there doing is he cares everything. I mean, he just stringing it along every single day. He even teased about telling all this information on a new podcast. He didn't say it. He's just like, I'm going to make a decision soon and be really happy about it. So Aaron Rodgers is Jaime Lannister.
If I would have known this was coming, I would have had the Game of Thrones theme teed up here, and we would have just gone straight in and it would have been great. Oh my word! See, right before we came on, he's like, "I don't really have much tonight." We're like, "Oh, that's bullshit." You know, right?
I have all the scotches from the Game of Thrones that's sitting in front of me, the House Lannister one, and it just kind of hit you.
Oh, let's see. Other news before we jump into the actual players here. What's the latest with Carter from the Georgia Bulldogs?
Oh,
he's there. He's gone. He's back. Right.
What a mess. What an absolute mess. Right now, what is there? There's at least one warrant out for his arrest in Athens, Georgia. Right now, I think there's two. I wanted to say there was two, but what is it about highly talented players that they just think that they can go out and make really stupid decisions. And does he not have any friends that are telling him, look, bro, you don't need to go racing, 120 miles an hour. I'll race. You got way too much to lose here. Where are his boys at? Seriously.
They're in the other car racing.
Man, this is just the dumbest thing in the world. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation about the whole situation, how they ended up in that situation, but I don't want to, crap on the kid or whatever. I mean, obviously everybody makes mistakes, but hey, look, you got to pay for your mistakes. And he may have really screwed up a lot. I mean, because what was he projected?
So that's what I was about to pass it off to Parker. I think not for sure, but he was in the conversation of if the Bears were able to trade down, he would be on their short list, maybe with Will Anderson.
He seemed like he was a guaranteed top 4 pick.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too.
Yeah,
there was even conversation that he could be the number 1 overall pick, that they just take him and move on.
Yeah,
and you're right about this, Blake. I mean, yes, 2 misdemeanors, and your people are like, oh, misdemeanors. Not all misdemeanors are the same. One of these misdemeanors got 2 people killed. Like 2 people are dead because of one of these misdemeanors. So this is not weighed the same. Also, this came out 1 hour before he was supposed to go up on the podium. He had already interviewed with teams the day before. What do you think he told those teams? Do you think he sat down with the Chicago Bears, and the Bears say, hey, you got anything out there we should know about? Is there anything coming down the pipe? What did he say? Because if he said, no, nothing whatsoever, this could, I don't think he's going to go outside the top 10, but this could drop him down significantly. Now, if he came out and told these guys, hey, look, this news is coming out soon, I'm going to take care of it. But if he was open and honest about it, maybe it doesn't touch him.
It could be the closest thing that we have to that Laramie Tunsil situation.
I was going to ask. Ago. I mean, so if he did, he would have been basically lying to these NFL executives at that point. Obviously, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody talks, right? Word's going to get around. Well, this kid he was just going to try to sweep this under the rug or whatever. Horrible decision. I don't know any other way to put it other than if now somebody's going to have to take a chance on him. And you hate being that guy that had the world in the palm of your hand. And now somebody's going to have to take a chance on you, quote unquote, because you did something just so stupid. But I don't know.
And you're right. It is going to come out. It may come out before this podcast comes out because, hey, they're all the big executives are together. All the big reporters are together. They're all staying at the same hotels. They're all going to Elmo's and having steak and drinking at night. They're all going to the hotel bar afterwards. This will come out. Somebody will mention it to somebody else. We will know in the coming days if he's a liar or if he's not.
Yeah.
Old St. Elmo's.
St. Elmo's.
It's the place to go.
Ooh, steak. I could really go for a steak right now.
Yep. We'll have our eyes on it. We may have to have a little short if any news comes out. We appreciate everybody enjoying consuming our shorts.
Down there in the comments, let us know what you think about this Arian Carter thing. I mean, this is bad. It's just a horrible look for Georgia. It's a horrible look for potentially for a kid trying to make it big in the NFL too.
To shift it to the Titans locally, I didn't think that there was much of a chance of Titans trading up to get a quarterback. But now, I still don't think this is still happening, but I think the percentage has gone up a bit because I think, in like Bradley kind of mentioned, I think the Bears thought, hey, I can drop down to 4. We can get Carter. We can get one of these other 2 big defensive guys that are going to be there, right? Now, there's not that next guy. Now, maybe they're more likely like, screw it. Let's trade down to 9, 10, 11. Let's get more of a haul because there's not one of these 2 blue chippers because we're not going to take Carter.
If they trade with the Jags, do I have to burn my stuff if they're picking number 1 again?
Yes.
So
right here.
I was going to ask, this was already one of those drafts where everybody's looking at it and like, not that strong of a draft. Having Arian Carter fall out of it, is this just kind of another nail in the coffin here? to where this is just. I mean, to me, you look at it and it's just like maybe there's a handful of guys that are what you would call real first rounders. So now one of those guys is just about to fall out, most likely.
But sometimes that means when you don't have that one or two players, that means it could lead to a deeper draft. If you don't have the.
Well, it's deeper just because everybody's not that good.
Well,
I mean, clearly we're talking about quarterbacks that can't throw the freaking ball.
I do think that we're going to find some talent in those mid rounds because we're still feeling that impact of the COVID year, right? So you've got some guys that stuck around for that extra year, took another year of eligibility. They're going to be older, but they might be better.
Very true. Very true. It's maybe this is one of those years where there's more diamonds that come out of the middle somewhere. Could be. Very well could be.
The quarterbacks will be on display. Bryce Young has arrived in Indianapolis, but he has announced that he's saving his arm in his showcase for his pro day. Is this a mistake? Good idea, Blake?
I think it's a good idea, given the fact that he's had some arm problems, some shoulder problems throughout the course of the year. I think this is probably just him just taking the extra time to get the extra rehab in, maybe working on the mechanics. He's not an impressive guy as far as stature.
Hey, maybe he can grow an inch.
I mean, I don't necessarily know that he's going to be the guy that's going to win the farthest thrown, ball or anything like that. But his greatest asset's going to be his acumen. It's between his ears, and it's going to be his accuracy. So he's going to spend all his time getting ready for that.
Yeah, after the combine's over, we have some more numbers. I'm going to put some shorts out on these guys. But why would you throw it for him? Why would you? You're right now. You're considered the best quarterback out there by many people. So the only thing you can do is go down. So I wouldn't throw, but he is going to weigh in. He is going to weigh in, and that is it. That is the big thing. I'll tell you right now. It's in the last 25 years, 305 quarterbacks have been drafted. Only 2 have been under 6 feet and under 200 pounds in all that span. And both those quarterbacks were taken outside the top 100. So when people say we're talking about unprecedented weight, lack of height, this isn't just word people throw around like, generational quarterback. We hear that every year. We've never seen this. And if he comes in at 205, man, he's in the bathroom chugging 3 gallons of water before he went up there.
St. Elmo's all week eating food.
He's wearing lead-lined boxers.
Check the shoes.
Just Google it, man. Google him and Russell Wilson. Google him and Mina Kimes. Google him and whoever he stood as a Kyler Murray. He's smaller than all of them, including Mina Kimes.
I sit there. I've heard all kinds of reports today. I don't know what the official height and weight was. I've heard 5'11", 190 something. I've heard 5'9", 165, which none of that would surprise me. He's just not an impressive guy when it comes to stature, but he's really going to have to. I think a big part of it is he doesn't want to be put against somebody. He doesn't really want to stand next to somebody like Anthony Richardson, who's a freaking monster, and them go, who's that little kid standing next to Anthony Richardson? Like, oh, that's Bryce Young.
Oh, God.
It's just not a good look, not a good optic.
Before you even get to Richardson, though, you got to go down to the next one. That's C.J. Stroud coming in at about 6'3".
Yep.
He's going to throw the ball at the combine, man, and I think this helps C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, CJ is a kid that after this season, there were some question marks about him in big games. Can he make the tight throws? He's got something to prove. I think this is the guy that he may not even have that impressive of a combine. Now he could go out there and ooh and ah everybody. I don't know. I'm not a big practice guy. I don't know how I really feel about the combine in general, but I think if there's one guy in this list of quarterbacks, he might be that guy that could shock people at the next level.
Yeah, he could. This is such an interesting conversation, guys, because I think he could shock people at the next level. But if anybody falls in this draft quarterback-wise, I think it's Stroud.
I do too.
But he does need to participate in this, and for I mean, really, because we've seen him be elite, awesome one time. Now, granted, that was a very big game against a very good defense, and he was incredible. But man, you go through and you look at it. He's played while he's been the starter there with 5 first-round wide receivers or potential first-round wide receivers. He's deadly accurate. 26.7% of his passes are perfectly placed. This year he went 41-6 touchdown interception ratio. Last year he went 44-6. The question is, are you scared because you only saw him do it in one game? Or are you confident that he can do it because you saw him do it against the best defense in the league?
You know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I don't know who's right, but I am with you. I think he's that guy that people are going to he's just going to fall in the draft. But I think he's one of those guys that he might just get on at the next level and get on a big stage and just absolutely shove.
Question.
Yeah.
Would you two rather roll the dice with CJ Stroud or go with the 6'3", 230 bulldozer from Kentucky, Will Levis?
Do you really have to ask me that question? What
he saw CJ Stroud do it once? Did we see Will Levis do it once?
What is Will Levis going to do other than bring somebody a cup of water on the sideline? That's all he's good for. No mayonnaise, just water. That's what I'd be saying.
The thing Will Levis has got going for him is he might have the strongest arm in the draft. Him and Anthony Richardson are kind of battling for that. Will Levis can literally throw it almost 85 yards in the air. So that's a big thing. What he's going to do is he's big, he's tall. This sounds stupid, guys, but you mentioned it a little bit there, Blake. When he's standing next to Bryce Young and you see him, and you're like, holy crap. Like that is what he brings. When he comes up and shakes your hand and breaks it, you know, when he eventually goes to number 1 to Indy, and you know, you got Irsay standing there going, man, I drafted Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. This guy looks a lot like him. That is what he brings. So maybe this week if he's going to go that high, which he could, y'all, he could go number 1 overall. I will say right now, he is 4th if you're in the betting market to go number 1 overall. But
he's 4th. He's dropping.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Will Levis, no. Number 1, I could see him going number 1 because he strikes me as that guy who's a good practicer. We talking about practice. We're talking about combine. He can do all the little drills. He can he can get a running start and throw a football a long way. Yippee-ki-yay, guys. What does that equate to?
The thing that a lot of people say this doesn't matter, but I don't give a crap. Before Kentucky, you know why he's at Kentucky? He's there because he couldn't win the starting job at his school before Kentucky. And that school was Penn State, and that quarterback was Sean Clifford he couldn't beat out.
Tells you all you need to know. I mean, and guys, I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, you don't have to beat around the bush. This is DDS Sports Talk. We say what the fuck we want. He is a 6'3" white man playing quarterback. That's what he brings to the table. That's it, guys. That's it. Nobody else wants to talk about it. That's the only reason, in my opinion, that he's even being considered. I just don't think he is a valid top 10 quarterback. I don't.
Well, the hot name in the last 30 days who's rising up on the betting markets. Quarterback from Florida, Anthony Richardson. I'm reading articles even today that he's visiting with the Colts as we speak. I'm the Gator fan of the three of us, and I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. You know, I've heard all kinds of comparisons. I've heard Cam Newton and
Josh Allen.
No, dude, at Chicago, Justin Fields combined. Cam Newton and Justin Fields combined is what I'm hearing is the latest thing. And it's
he ain't no Justin. He's 6'4", 231. He ain't Justin Fields.
I don't like any of the comparisons. I don't think I mean, look, I guess you say Josh Allen just because he can throw the ball a long way and he can run a little bit.
Josh Allen was what, Parker, 50% completions in his first 2 seasons.
How many playoff games has Josh Allen won?
Not many in the first 3 seasons.
Ryan Tannehill's won more.
That's why he's getting the Josh Allen comparison though, is because he's inaccurate.
He can't throw.
Like that. That's the reason he's at 54%. Josh Allen was at 56%.
Yep.
That is why he's getting it, and why he is going to do well this week. The guy is a freak. He is just Google Anthony Richardson dunk. He looks like Michael Jordan, literally jumping from the free throw line, slamming it down. He can do everything. He's going to test off the charts. You mentioned it, Bradley. I was sitting here looking at it. Supposedly, he's been the most impressive interview of any quarterback that's been interviewed so far.
Yeah.
He's really good at escaping the pocket and getting away from pressure, from getting sacked. My argument to that would be, is he the one creating that pressure by standing there too long? But man, the Josh Allen comparison's great. But when you draft an inaccurate quarterback, Jake Locker, they don't tend to get accurate in the NFL. So that's my big knock on him. But guys, if I'm rolling the dice, I'm not touching Will Levis because I've watched him. I know he sucks. I know where his ceiling is. Give me Anthony Richardson. If I'm choosing between the two, give me the toolsy guy that could just break the NFL. There's a chance that happens.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to let this video start up here. All right. We're going to show you this Anthony Richardson video. Let's see. Not slides, you dummy. Share screen. Yep, there it is. Right there. All right, here we go. Let's rewind that so everybody can see it. Good Lord, he dunked it from the free throw line.
Yeah, and this is a football player.
Jeez.
So,
I mean, I guess he's going to win the NFL Combine dunk contest.
I was listening to.
This is the thing. We're putting all our stock into these little things, these little practice drills, and it's like, come on, guys, can they play football or can they not? That's what I want to know. Right? I mean, do we go out and do we recruit strong men to play NFL linemen? No. It's like, I mean, big deal.
You got to have technique.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you get weeded out, man. Or you find yourselves on the backup squad for the Titans daily and you in the game all of a sudden. You got to have technique.
Yeah.
Good feet, good hand placement.
Isaiah.
Quitter.
Just saying.
Quitter. Another Georgia guy speeding through the streets.
Let's talk about Hendon Hooker. I think he's in town. Of course, he can't participate, but talk about acumen and what he'll bring to the table in the way of charisma, how he speaks. He'll get along with everybody there.
Yeah, I mean, again, how much weight do they put into all of this? I think somebody will end up probably getting some decent value.
Just turn on the tape. You can watch him play football.
The guy knows the game. He's older than most of the guys in this draft probably. So he's seen a lot of football. He's seen a lot of systems. The maturity part, I feel like, he'll interview well. That's just what it is. He'll win the speaking contest because that's really all he can do is talk. You can, like Bradley said, you can turn on the tape and watch him. He's not going to be probably as flashy as some of these guys out here just because he can't throw the ball 85 yards in the air, whatever that means. I guess if you're standing on the other 20 or 25, I guess that matters. But we'll just see, man. Hendon, I think somebody will probably end up picking him up at the very end or as a free agent. They might get some value out of him. We'll see.
I'm telling you right now, I think he was a 3rd round pick, maybe early 4th.
Nice.
I'm not saying I love him. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback, but you give him a shot at that point. The negatives against him are really out of his control. Think about it. It's torn ACL, and he played in a gimmicky offense. So what is he? Do we know? I don't know. I just know when I look at the stats, he's the 3rd best quarterback when it comes over to turnover-worthy plays. He actually had the 8th deepest depth of target. He didn't get sacked that much. I'm sitting here looking at his chart. and he was, why he doesn't bomb it like you say, like Levis and these. He throws an awesome deep ball.
He does.
He does.
He does. It's pretty.
And he's got pocket mobility.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the fastest, but I saw him the escapability.
Yeah.
And he can run.
Yeah.
He
Well,
can get run and get down.
But he's not the guy that runs first.
No,
He
not.
has enough of a head about him. He stays in. I mean, some people would say maybe he stayed in the pocket a little too long sometimes. It was kind of borderline.
NFL
throughout
people
the
love
year.
that. They love if the young quarterbacks can read a progression
And
1,
climb. Yeah.
2, 3 pocket mobility. You can step up and go after the third read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a
And I do believe, maybe I'm wrong, Parker, but I believe of all the quarterbacks in the draft this year, he actually had the highest QBR last year.
I would say that's probably a safe assumption.
Pretty sure that's true.
His passer rating was 124 last year, I think. I'm just sitting here looking at PFF right now. They gave him a 90.9 grade, which is insane. But guys, there is a real chance, though. This is back to who we were talking about, Bryce Young standing in this group of guys. There is a real chance that he is 6 inches taller. I mean, than Bryce. Just I can't wait. Forget Bryce's measurables. I can't wait to see that photo of like 6 of them together.
like all of them together.
I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I think he's a good
Bryce
pick
will
up.
be like, I need a step stool, guys. Come on now.
I mean, coming off an ACL, he's always not going to be ready to go. You take him where you already have a quarterback, and maybe he turns into something for you, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
Right.
But big focus is going to be on the skill players, quarterbacks. Any other final thoughts of the NFL's scouting combine from Indy?
Not so far. I'm sure there will be great stories to come.
I have one because it's on right now. Today they're doing 40 times for linebackers and defensive linemen, and get ready to hear this name as a projected top 5 pick. And that's Kalisha Cansey. He is a small defensive tackle out of Pitt. He just set the 40-yard dash record, beating another small defensive tackle out of Pitt. Well, guess who that is? Aaron Donald. Yes. So it's going to go up. He's going to go up and up draft boards. This is one of those climbers that you always see, that starts at the bottom of the first, and as the week goes on, he's going to go up and up and up.
Oh
and
my
up.
God.
We're going to see this name.
Jaguars had one of those back in the day when old Matt Jones.
I just had one last year.
Turned in quarterback at Arkansas, turned him into a wide receiver, and just blah. Blah.
What's Saturdays, fellas? Saturday's the quarterback and wide receiver day.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Stay tuned to some DDS shorts. We may have some of those as the week progresses.
There will be plenty. I promise.
We're going to transition into our newest segment. It's called the 2-minute takes. We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
All right.
And once the 2 minutes are over, we're going to the next topic. You have to be quiet.
Yep.
And shut it.
Yep. That's right.
Here we go. We're going to go to the NBA. LeBron James to miss multiple games with a foot injury, injured in the third quarter of Sunday's 111-108 win over Dallas. He said, quote, "I heard a pop. Does this pop their chances in the Western Conference?" Blake.
Does this pop there? Look, I mean, I think anytime that you lose a player the caliber of LeBron James, yes, it's absolutely going to affect their chances. But, I mean, look, I think I'm not questioning LeBron here, but I'll just say this. Athletes are incredible these days. They heal so quickly. And sometimes miraculously, I trust that LeBron James, if there is a chance for them to win a championship, he will be back on that court. I have faith.
What do you
in
think?
The King.
What do you think, Parker? Any thoughts?
I think if there is a chance for him to win the championship, that he'll be back on that. But I'm going to go sit here and say there's not going to be a chance for them to win a championship. I don't think he'll be back. And while I'm at it, you see those shoes, fellas? Let me show you the shoes of a real man. A real man. We see over here on the wall a real man that doesn't quit. You got to wear the Jordans, baby. You got to throw the Jordans on.
So maybe
instead
that's
of
why he twisted his ankle.
That's it. That's
what
got to
it
be
is,
it.
man. So he tripped over those hideous colors that he was wearing, is what you're saying.
It's a big stretch of games coming up for the Lakers. Blake already mentioned earlier in an earlier podcast, they didn't trade for who he really wanted. Man, they find themselves 12th in the Western Conference. They may not even make the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets are first place in the West, not the Suns. And big kudos that I wanted to give to the Joker, the 2021-2022 NBA MVP, man, Nikola Jokic. Man, that guy is a triple-double beast. I'm telling you, look him up.
He said he's a triple-double waiting to happen.
He's setting all kinds of records.
If you go to bet just a double-double on him, you have to bet like $90 to win like 7. It's just ridiculous.
It is. I mean, you have to go to the triple-double market on that guy.
Yep. And it's still, I think, negative.
Whew.
Man, oh man.
Unbelievable.
All right.
2 minutes on the clock. I'm going to tee this up for Blake and Parker. LIV Golf debuts on CW. Parker, how did they do?
They did worse than the world's funniest animal. I tried to find the rating for it here locally in Nashville, and it said zeros. I couldn't find where it even registered on the scale. If you go to LIV Golf, like, I don't want to hear them complain about it. You know, I see them putting out there, they're like, oh, what if you do international numbers and streaming numbers? Shut up. Nobody cares about that. Nobody is watching LIV Golf. You went there for the bag, take the money, shut up and deal with it. Kind of like at the end of Full Swing Golf, I used to be an anti-Rory fan, but hey, if you hate LIV and Tiger get behind you, I'm all in. I'm with Rory. F you, Phil.
Wowee, folks. I mean, look, there's not a lot more to say after Parker just did that. But my goodness, I did not even know LIV Golf was on TV.
That's bad business, bad marketing.
We are sports people. Yes. We do a freaking sports podcast.
We're easy to market to.
And we didn't know that it was happening. That's a problem.
Nope.
I can't believe that. And there was no push from the marketing department. At some point, when are the Saudi backing going to realize that this might be a bad investment on their part? And when are they going to, I don't know, they're going to pull the plug? They're going to pull funding? I mean, they've put a ton of money into
I predict they double down before they quit.
1,000%. These guys have all the blood money in the world. They can do whatever they want. So do they want to just continue to sink billions of dollars into something that's not going to make any money? Sure, why not? If I could have Phil Mickelson in my backyard and it didn't matter to my wallet, why wouldn't I? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand people watch it. I don't know if y'all have turned it on now. They don't even have sponsors anymore. They're all wearing these same stupid team colors. They look like idiots out there. It looks like I'm watching a Formula One thing up and down the side. I don't know what's going on, who's winning. Phil can't break par. He hadn't made a cut on a non-LIV tour in over a year. I see right now LIV tweeting out at PJ Tour, imitation is the best form of flattery. Like, if you want to be your own thing, be your own thing. I also see things about, hey, will they join up? Will they merge? Why would they merge? What does LIV bring to the table? So I think you're right, Bradley. I think they double down just because they can.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. This has kind of turned into a running joke on this show just because it seems to me like every time LIV thinks that they've done something good, like maybe got themselves on TV, it just absolutely tanks. It really does. It seems to be ridiculous to me. I feel like I'm, the little few clips that I've watched, I'm like, why would I want to watch a bunch of washed up golfers in their knobby legs, just little chicken legs running around out there in their shorts? It's horrible looking.
I love it that they couldn't get a deal and they're like, you know what the answer is? CW.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's the CW. That was the missing link.
For bonus points, who can tell me what CW stands for?
I can't even tell you.
No idea.
Chicago something. Chicago, I don't know.
Christian Watson?
I have no idea.
I just see the frog singing.
I don't know.
All right, forget it. We're looking right now on the clock.
You tell us in the chat below, what does CW stand for?
While you're looking that up, do you know where LIV Golf, the name came from, or one of the reasons it came from? Why is it LIV?
I don't know. All right, so
Think of the Super Bowl,
CW.
fellas. LIV, it's 54 holes.
Oh, come on.
Boo. All right, so CW. The C stands for CBS and the W stands for Warner Brothers.
Get out of here.
That was kind of weak, actually.
I like Christian Washington better.
I mean, honestly, though, that was probably more entertaining than the LIV golf event this past weekend. So
next topic, we're going to college basketball, our weekly check-in with the UT Vols men's basketball team. We have an injury update, Blake. What do we got?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Vols lost probably one of their best, if not their best player in Zakai Ziegler to a non-contact ACL injury. This one's going to hurt, Parker. This one's going to hurt big time. I noticed, I'm looking here on the VolQuest here. They're thinking Freddie Dillon. I don't know how you pronounce his name. They think he's going to take his place here. But, I mean, losing a player the caliber of Zakai Ziegler, that is going to hurt the Vols in a serious way. And they've kind of been on a skid here lately where they're trying to get out of the doldrums here.
Yeah, it is going to hurt. And I am optimistically taking this from a different angle, and I could be completely wrong on this, but with Ziegler or not, with Ziegler, this team, this Iowa football basketball team was not winning the tournament. They just weren't. They don't have the guard play. They have the defense, and they can just go cold. I mean, ice cold shooting. Maybe, just maybe, this injury to one of the locker room favorites, fan favorites, best players on the field, could it bring them together? Could they rise to the occasion and do something special here for their special player? Just maybe, because I'm down. I don't want the guy to get hurt, obviously, but they didn't have a chance with him, not just because of the lack of shooting with this team. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Could this be the point where they rally around somebody? And, with Zakai being kind of their on-the-floor leader and probably one of your in-the-locker-room leaders, maybe he is that guy that's going to be able to rally the troops and maybe, win one for Zakai kind of thing.
Yeah, they ended up beating Arkansas that night.
Yeah.
75-57 to improve to 22-8. Just a real quick shout-out as we're talking about college basketball. How about Vandy? Taking down the Kentucky Wildcats.
I mean, Coach Stack, come on, man. You got to give DDS Sports Talk a little bit of love here. We might have stirred the pot a little bit.
When you unblocked us, good things happened.
I mean, look here. We can be your media wing here. We can be your sounding board to come out here and speak to the masses. I'm just saying, Coach Stack, we're happy to have you here.
But anyway, a direct end to Parker.
Look here, guys. Vandy, I was not expecting much once the season started and how it started for them. It definitely didn't start off great, but they've had
17-13 all of a sudden.
I know, and they've had what many would call a few maybe signature wins. That's a word that's being thrown around a lot here, and they just keep having them.
When you win in Kentucky, it's a big win.
On senior night.
Yeah. It's a big deal. West End has been rocking here lately. I'm just saying. Coach Stackhouse has got things moving in the right direction, and it's hard not to pay attention to it.
Last topic. Did the Tennessee Titans brass have the things moving in the right direction? We call this one Titans Tannehill talk. I mean, is it real or is it just he said a bunch of nothing?
Man, so I don't think Tannehill's going anywhere. I'm going to be.
I don't think
clear.
he should.
No, I don't think he is. I've already mentioned earlier in the show here that this year's draft is kind of a meh, in my opinion, draft. Is there a quarterback in this draft that is just a sexy pick and that makes you think that maybe we should trade up? I don't see that guy. I don't see him. Are we going to go for the under 6 feet, under 200 pound, as Parker has pointed out already? quarterback in Bryce Young? Are we going to go for the underdog in CJ Stroud? Are we going to go for the guy who can, handle putting mayonnaise in his coffee and he practices really well and he's a 6'3" white guy in Will Levis? Or are we going to go with Anthony Richardson, who is, I don't know, he can throw the ball through a brick wall, but he might miss the brick wall.
I think you go with an offensive lineman. What do you got, Parker?
Boom.
Yeah, I agree. And my bigger thing is when I text, I got an alert. Tannehill to be on the Titans, starting quarterback in 2023. I even texted you guys, and then I went and actually saw the interview. I'm like, no, that's not what they said. They didn't say that. Like, I don't think he's going anywhere either, but that is not what he said. Let me read the exact quote from Rand. I just want to speak freely for a moment. I know everyone wants to make a big deal, out of the quarterback position and whether he will or won't be here. But you guys just have to accept that Ryan is under contract, right now for us, he is a Titan and he will be a Titan. That is just like, dude, I got here a week ago. I don't know what am I supposed to say to this? Like, it says nothing. I think he'll be here, but the whole thing where people are saying in the discussion, Taney's a Titan in 2023, it's not. I think he is. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that was what Rand was saying.
I agree. I mean, if you have any ideas of grandeur that we're trading up to get the number 1 pick and drafting a quarterback, you're crazy. I think we might if we can address the offensive line in the first round, that's what we're going to do. After that, I've heard people talk about maybe we trade down to try to get more picks, but I don't know. That's a whole nother discussion probably.
A topic in the coming days that I'm interested in is Big Jeffrey Simmons. Are they going to sign him? Or are they going to let him walk? Do they dare let him walk?
I don't think that could happen. I mean, but then again, didn't we all say this about the whole AJ Brown situation?
Yeah, but I don't think Jeff's being never mind. I think Jeff signs. I have seen rumors where people are like two ones and Jeff to get Lamar.
Lamar. Jeez. What? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
And it's that time of the year.
Lamar and Malik kind of go together, right?
Well, they can have Malik. We got Dobbs. Just tell them to take Malik too. We'll throw it in to sweeten the pot.
Oh my God.
But no, I don't know. There's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff happening, guys. We're going to try to stay on top of it for you guys. Everybody be on the lookout for Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. He's going to be putting out some
Parker's prospects.
Yeah, he's going to be putting out some draft prospect shorts here before too long. But what else? Is that it? We got a show? That's
a show, except
Oh, I know. Hey, we're not there yet. I got to do my thing, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight on DDS Sports Talk
live from the combine.
On your way out, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. Give us a follow and a Rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all our social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can also download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, your favorite part of the show, everybody's favorite part of the show. It is final thoughts.
All right. I'm going to the NHL, and I'm looking at superstar of the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid. Only 23 years old, he became only the 5th player in NHL history to have 5 straight games with two or more goals. He is on pace for 67 goals scored this year. Connor McDavid, superstar at 23. Unbelievable that we're looking at these athletes. I'm 41. It makes no sense. These kids are performing out of their mind.
Yep.
Just big shout out. Big men that can skate on ice and play hockey. Unbelievable.
Is McDavid your go-to on your NHL online games?
No, my NHL online, I have to create my own player. I am the Muffin Man.
Of course you are.
I am the muffin man.
Oh my God!
Scoring goals and
Only you
passing.
Yeah.
What are you
Passing out
doing?
apples.
What are you doing, sir?
I was always back in the day, Jeremy Roenick. But
I like to play with Jerome McGinley back in the day.
good names. I'm
There you go.
going to go to another great that's happening right now, fellas. We are witnessing history. If you want to turn it on right now, so if you're listening to it, you probably already know this. And I'm going to talk about Mr. Pistol Pete. He's got a record that stayed for over 50 years, and that's points in NCAA. Right now, Detroit Mercy is playing. They won on Tuesday night, put them into the next round in the Horizon League. Their guy, Antoine Davis, who shoots like 50 times a game, went off for 38. That means entering tonight's game that is happening right now, he was 25 points away from breaking Pistol Pete Maravich's record. And as I speak, right now, Davis has 7. So we are 18 points from witnessing history, and it is halfway through the first half, fellas. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's getting it.
He's getting it.
Unreal, man. I look, only Parker would come up with something that amazing. I had no idea. Everybody pay attention to Parker here. He's got all kinds of knowledge for you.
In Detroit, their logo, the Titans.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
All right.
Well, guys, I'm going to be really boring just because I just finished
Oh,
the Netflix
Yes.
documentary Full Swing, and I'm telling you, I got Bradley watching it now too. I cannot recommend it enough. This is probably the most important bit of media that has ever come out of golf.
wow.
I'm not joking. It's not an exaggeration,
It's
guys.
not.
This is to say that it's hard knocks for golf is underselling it tremendously. You got to get out there. You got to see it. Bradley's watching it now, so he's in on it too. But gentlemen, as always, it is two-tone blue all the way.
No, it's
you
not.
guys be well.